What's popping, y'all? We're back in this bad boy again. It is hot as hell this week. One more time. Tony, what we talking about this
Lord
week?
have mercy, it's hot. We are talking fights. We are talking weed. We are talking time travel. Ooh, stay tuned.
I'm for real. I'm for real.
Realer than real.
You're now tuned into the Realness Radio Podcast.
I got you stuck off the realness.
This is Realness.
Y'all feel me? Y'all feel. Y'all definitely feel.
What'd you do?
Because he had his hair down, right? Like, it was not braided to you. I think he was prepping to get it braided.
Mm-hmm.
And he had this little, like, ponytail that came down, and it was all,
You got to talk into the mic.
it was,
there.
like, all green and shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, poofed up like my little ponytails. And I just walked right up to him like, hey, what's up, my little ponytails? And he just was like, he's like, damn, you got me. Fucking Anissa drops down on the ground laughing her ass off. It was great. It was good shit. It was a good dozen right there.
I felt like it was one of those you had to be there moments, huh?
It was great. Yeah. Yeah, it was hilarious. Well, you had to see the ponytail because it was like a pony's fucking tail. You know what I'm saying? And like a cartoon one where it like curled at the bottom a little bit.
I saw him the other day when I went in, and I have a feeling I know kind of what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was good.
Welcome to the show, y'all. We just kind of jawing right now about some dumb shit. Work shit. So, we are here with another week of raging heat in the summer. For you people who are Arizonans, you feel our pain.
And it ain't a dry heat right now. It's humid as fuck.
It's humid, but it's also like 100
And sick.
million degrees right now. Let's look it up. I'll give you a precise number. My screen just went all red. Oh, they got a severe thunderstorm warning coming in.
Beautiful.
Who
Bring
knew?
it.
Bring it on. But it is currently 105, which feels like that's a low for us today.
And it's the evening. It's 7 o'clock. It's fucking
Yeah.
105.
That is
Dude,
crazy, right?
I went out to Gates Pass 2 days ago.
I love Gates Pass.
And you know the little pull-off area.
Yeah, of course.
They actually like built it up really nice now. It looks really good. But yeah, I was out there just doing some pictures and stuff for products. And I was hiking around. I got there at like 10 o'clock. Was hiking around, checking out some good areas. Like literally hiked for like 20 minutes. And at right around 10:30, 11, you just felt like that heat got turned on, like the sun really started beaming. And I think we stayed out there for another 30 minutes, bro, and like by the end of it, like I was chugging water too. And I just realized how like not ready I was for that. Like I'm not used to being outside in the heat like I used to be. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I'm like, why were you guys outside during the day?
yeah, like, well, we meant to get out there early at like 8:30 before the heat started, but you know, shit happens, and then you just get. I needed my debit card for gas, and I was like all the way by the freeway, and I had to drive back home just to get my debit card and barely make it. So like shit just happened, but bro, yeah, dude, I got back home at like 2 o'clock, and I was laying on the fucking couch, feet cramped up, calves cramped up, and I was just like, holy shit, I was out there for an hour, bro. Like, I'm just not built for the heat no more. I'm just not used to it anymore. I'm like a hermit in my little AC house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're like in a little cave. You'd think being in Arizona, Tucsonans were going to be like all tanned and fucking built for this weather. It's like, no, we try to stay inside and get out the shit.
Yeah,
you know
it kind of really will hit you every year. You're like, yeah, we got this. It's nothing, blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, fuck, dude, it's really hot up in this piece.
Yeah.
I think that I'm like prepared for it every year, but I'm never prepared for it. Like I went outside for it was 20 minutes today, and I'm like, oh hell no.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it's hot in here.
Yeah.
But it's hotter out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, nah, I'm good.
I think as from doing like the firefighting and shit, like I had to acclimate really quick, and I usually did because I was outside all the time, especially during the summer.
Right.
So there's a certain point where I do notice that my body's like, okay, it's summertime, like we know what to do now, and it like regulates my temperature better. I don't know if it's genetics or anything, but there is a certain point during the summer where like, all right, I'm good now. Like the heat I almost welcome it a little bit.
Right.
But it's taking longer and longer to do that as I don't like acclimate myself like as quick anymore.
It's hot as shit, man.
It's fucking hot.
I just wanted to put that out there so that the whole world knew that we are once again on fire out here, and hopefully the gods, God, Jehovah, Buddha, all y'all, whoever's listening,
Yeah.
just hook us up with a little rain, man. That's all we asking for,
please.
like just a little bit.
I might have to do it. Brain
So, what did you think? We spoke about this briefly last week, but what did you think about Sha'Carri Richardson not being able to perform in the Olympics because of marijuana?
Right.
And now they took her out of her. So since we talked last week about it, right?
Yeah.
Before I had her name, they took her out of the last event. So she was last week, as we were talking, gonna be in at least one event, and now they took her out of all events.
Okay.
But I also hear one of the drug administration, somebody, whoever regulates these things, is trying to relax the rules on marijuana. Hopefully somebody has got their head out of their ass, but I don't know if that's true.
I guess like the questions that I start to ask is like, where I haven't been paying attention to the Olympics, but where are they?
I don't even remember this year.
Okay, maybe I can look it up real quick.
Yeah,
I'm kind of wondering like where they're at and where they are at. Is marijuana illegal, or is this an organizational thing as the Olympics as a whole? Like
it's an organizational thing.
Because like we all know it's not a performance enhancing thing, and we all smoke weed. We live in a rec state now, so like we all have different views about that shit. But you know, it when you're just because you live in a rec state doesn't mean your job allows you to smoke weed or have it in your system, because that is also like a liability when it comes to health insurance and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
like I'll also see all these other aspects to it, and I guess if it is a rule, it is a rule, and if it's a law, it's a law. But I don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
I don't think somebody should be barred for having marijuana in their system. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if they had beer in their system? Like, obviously, it gets out of your system much quicker, but
right.
It's like, I think beer is worse than marijuana. It's more detrimental to you for sure. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
it's crazy, right?
I don't agree with it on any in any way, but I guess if it's a law, if it's a rule, it's a rule. You know what I'm saying? I guess it is what it is. But I saw that Chiba Hut gave her free sandwiches for life, so.
Chiba Hut?
Yeah.
Way to go, Chiba Hut.
A little Tucson staple. Gave her free sandwiches for life, dude.
Yeah, like, cool. She ever makes it out here.
Yeah. I think it's just, that's definitely a promotional thing, but I thought it was funny.
Aching for a sandwich.
Yeah. You'll never go hungry. Just come to Tucson.
Just come all the way out to Tucson.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
I thought that was
it's in, let's see. I think it's in Tokyo.
Tokyo?
Yeah, I think it's in Tokyo.
Yeah. And I don't even know if the location actually
it's August
matters.
this month, Tokyo, but I think it's the commission.
It's the actual Olympic Commission.
It's the Olympic Commission and not like the country. Because it's not like she's going to be smoking weed there.
Right.
It's a problem that she has it in her system during the testing.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know. I think that's crazy. Like you said, I mean, it's not a performance enhancing drug. We're starting to realize that most people, especially athletes, have had way more benefits than non-benefits from it.
Yeah. I mean, pain relief. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it goes on and on and on. So I think that it should be a non-starter. You know what I mean? Like you said, if you can have a drink and that's no big deal. Hey, she smoked a little weed. That's cool. Like, no big deal, dude. You know, it's like you're gonna bar her from like smoking a cigarette or whatever. Like, if that's her thing. Like, hey, if she's still the fastest person in the fucking world besides Usain Bolt, I think we should go ahead and let her just be.
Yeah,
you know what I
just
mean?
Let her do that shit.
Just like Michael Phelps, if he's gonna be the fastest swimmer in the world, yeah, go ahead and smoke all the weed you want to, dude.
Yeah.
No matter what, You're still smoking these fools. Both those people can take bigger bong rips than all of us.
Yeah.
They have better lung control than every single one of us.
Oh, yeah.
Let them smoke their fucking weed.
Yeah.
And put them on the Wheaties box.
Mm-hmm.
Put them on the Wheaties box.
That's even more special that you're taking tar and whatever other carcinogen or like, you know, all these burned up chemicals into your lungs, and you're a runner and you're still waxing fools. Like that makes you even better in my eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Like, waxing fools is an understatement. Like, waxing everybody on earth. Like, I feel like, hey, dude, if you smoke weed and you're like the highest level at what you do, I feel like you should be able to do whatever the fuck you want to.
Yes.
I mean, besides breaking extreme laws, you know what I mean?
That's another good point that you made me think about too. Is like these people are breaking the stigmas of
marijuana,
weed culture, and stoners in general.
Right.
Like, stoners are lazy. Stoners are,
right.
you know, they're on the couch eating chips and this. Like, no, you don't realize how many soccer moms that are highly productive, how many business people in suits, and how many all these other people that come into the dispensary every day and use marijuana, and they're highly successful people. Like, that stigma is broken. That the stoner doesn't. I mean, they exist, but they're not. That's not your stoner anymore.
No,
it's people. It's regular people, everyday people, and high performing people as
That's
well.
right.
You know,
everybody.
Yeah.
We're all in this weed thing together.
Yep.
I've always thought that was an interesting thing. I kind of, bro. What am I trying to say? I blew past it this week. Browsed past it is what I was going to say. I blew past it this week, just kind of reading, and I thought it was interesting. I just thought it was, I think I blew past it more because I thought it was ridiculous that, like, why are we even talking about this?
Yeah.
Like, let the girl run.
Yeah.
Like, she the fastest, let the girl run. Quit. Like, I mean, I get it, rules are rules, but, like, then this is an opportunity for you guys to be looking at your rules.
Yeah.
And maybe amending a few.
Amend them, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it sucks that these opportunities have been taken from her, and now she has to wait another 4 years to even, you know, showcase I mean, she has other opportunities, but nothing's as big as the Olympics.
Right.
You know
And well, she gets to show on a world level and compete against the world's best talent, and this was her opportunity. As such a young woman, she should have been given her opportunity.
Yeah,
she shouldn't have been robbed of the opportunity. She should have been there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all the people who are arguing against her, y'all can't beat her in the foot race.
Yeah. And how does that also diminish what the now winners of these competitions that don't get her presence? You know what I'm saying? That kind of diminishes their win, I think. Like, as a competitor, I want to race against the best. You know what I'm saying? As a boxer, boxers own it. Not always, but they should strive for that if they want to be champions. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm the winner, but it's only because she ain't in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I would have loved to beat her. Like, that would be the goal, you know? So it diminishes the whole
It diminishes the whole thing, and it really puts a stink on for young women and little girls who look at her as a icon and as an idol, as something they want to strive for, and to just not be able to see her shine because of something so stupid.
Yeah,
you know, I can understand if it was something like, oh my God, this, you know, she just had a hit and run and a DUI. Like, okay, cool, but like she smoked a little weed and it showed up in her system later.
Yeah.
She'll be cool.
Yeah, it could have been 2 weeks prior. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know, that's the other thing that makes it so stupid. Is just like, it's not like you caught her smoking weed, then like, oh man, she showed up just high as fuck. She can't perform. Like, no, dude, she had it in her system. Could have been an edible.
Yeah.
Could have been a vape. It could have been so many varying degrees of things that, excuse me, ends up in your system.
Yeah.
That's just the way that shit works. Looks like you got a huge alert going on your phone there.
Yeah, looks like it's a dust storm.
Looks like the world's blowing up here.
I think there's a haboob on
we got a haboob on the horizon.
On the horizon, yeah.
A haboob on the horizon.
But yeah, no, man, I think it's
crazy, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. The world, I mean, we need to federally legalize. In my opinion, we just need to drop the whole gig. You know what I'm saying? It sucks because it doesn't benefit the people in power to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, speaking of competitions, tonight we are on the eve of a competition. two people in one round-shaped octagon
Mm-hmm.
cage for the third time.
Oh yeah, the Conor McGregor trilogy, huh?
That's right. We are at
It's
fight.
Dustin Poirier.
That's right.
Yeah.
Poirier, McGregor. We are here at the end. This is the 1-on-1. Winner takes all.
Mm-hmm.
Winner takes all the glory.
Yeah.
They're the best out of the two.
Yeah.
Who you got?
Dude, I'm a big Conor fan, no matter what.
Really?
I like his style. I like his grandiose personality, his shit talking, his trolling. You know what I'm saying? I like that, but I like it to the extent that you can back it up. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at with this fight. I think this is huge for Conor right now. Like he needs to win. Like he needs to win to. And people who follow fighting probably have different opinions and battle me on this, argue with me at a better pace at this. But, like, I think this is, like, a defining moment for him to become a great or to kind of keep waning off as I feel he has been doing.
He has.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a chance that Poirier scrapes him like he did last time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
oh, my God, dude.
Does it come back, more prepared? After a loss last time, you know what I mean? He was so cocky the first time, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, I won. I beat the fuck out of you, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then comes back and he gets scraped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now here we are again. This one was only like 6 months later.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So we're here in the heat of the moment.
Did you see the trolling of Jake Paul today, though?
No, I actually haven't been paying attention to Jake Paul
dude.
today.
So I was just scrolling on Instagram earlier and come across his Instagram, and I meant to send it to you, and I didn't. I think I was just in the middle of work or something, so I had to put my phone away real quick. But Jake Paul designed a medallion, a chain medallion of Conor McGregor when he got slept by Poirier, basically when he was passed out in the octagon.
Tight.
And he has a whole ass medallion of
tight.
Conor McGregor with like diamond undies, passed out in the octagon with some NyQuil on it in his hand, and he's rocking this chain. And he posts this shit the day of the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, it's brilliant.
Are you looking at it?
Of course.
Oh my God, dude, he is trolling so hard right now, and I guarantee
it's
he
brilliant.
put money on Poirier, and he's ready to.
So I'm gonna
he's
explain
ready
it to you
talk
guys.
That shit.
This is like it looks real detailed. It's like it got all
It's
his
good.
tattoos. It almost looks like it's made out of like porcelain, but of course it's not. It's got
Yeah.
diamond undies, and then in his hand, on his right hand, he's holding his hand like he was.
Yeah.
But in the left hand, he's got a spilling bottle of NyQuil. and this is Jake Paul's post as of right now.
Yes.
That is hilarious.
Isn't that fucking funny?
That is
Oh my God.
brilliant. That's the one thing I do like about him.
Mhm.
I'm gonna take the opposite opinion. I don't know why, but I'm just gonna be the contrarian today.
Okay.
And you're going for Jake. I'm going for Poirier.
Oh, you
I mean,
Conor
Conor Poirier. I'm going for Poirier.
Honestly, as a betting man, I would probably put my money on Poirier. As just like a fan of Conor, I'm going for Conor. You know,
and I think it's also because I'm not a huge fan of Conor.
Mhm.
Like I like his prowling, his prowess as a fighter. I can't fucking talk today. What is going on, guys?
It's
I
this
need
heat, dog.
help.
You've been sitting in this fucking sweat lodge.
I
for-
know,
for
dude. My
too many
brain
hours.
doesn't work, man. But I enjoy his athletic prowess. I enjoy that he has the ability to shut it down in the octagon. I just hate his big ass mouth.
Yeah.
It just for some reason annoys the fuck out of me.
He has a
that he's
great
just-
story.
That he's just such a fucking loudmouth dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean? And honestly, it's weird that you say that out loud because I would not think that anything he has to say would be, as a story, would be good because I think you're a dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you're like, he came from nothing and now he's something, but he's not really a good guy, I don't think think you made a rise. I think you're just someone who got a comeuppance.
Okay, so
And you're an
here's
asshole.
my opinion on this, and I think we may have talked about this, if not on the podcast, just in passing by and just bullshitting. But here's my theory on this. his I guess persona or whatever
Yeah.
is fake. To me, it's fake. It's not real. It's not really
Right.
him. It's a character that he portrays, much like a comedian portrays on the stage. So it's like, and I think the originator of this type of person is the one and only great Muhammad Ali. That was him.
I was gonna say that was
That was him.
1000% Muhammad
That was
Ali.
him, but it's been characterized over the years. You know what I'm saying? I think so. I think
I
think
would
it's a persona to get into people's head. But again, like I said earlier, if he doesn't back it up, it doesn't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna cause his demise. And
Even if it's a persona,
hmm
I personally would still never think of him as a cool person.
hmm
Like you let your persona be that you're just a dickhead.
Yeah, well, he
So,
could
like,
be taking it. He could be turning into that person.
You better like behind the scenes be like feeding fucking homeless children yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be like, okay, I respect that guy. To come up and be a humble person and be amazing, that's the person I'm like, kudos, my guy. You
Yeah.
came from nothing.
I
To
totally
come up
appreciate that
and
myself.
be a fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
I'm like, somebody needs to teach you humility because
Yeah.
you forgot that you could be nothing.
hmm But
You
that's
could be
also it's
nothing.
also like, I don't know.
I don't know because I never
agree
felt
with
like
you.
it was an act. I
I-
never personally felt like it was an act.
I agree with you 100% because I've always admired those people who are humble and
Right.
who do take it like in stride and are,
I
are
like-
genuine. You
I
know
liked
what I'm
him
saying?
best last fight
He's
when
a showman.
he lost.
He's a showman.
And he gave Poirier respect,
Mm-hmm.
and they had that real showman moment of being
But see,
like,
that exposes
respect.
the true person.
I
behind it.
like that.
I do too.
I like that. But that was the first time in his career
Mm-hmm.
that he's been like overtly respectful to anybody.
I personally would prefer him to display that in these press conferences and be
Right.
like, "Yo, like, you know what? Yeah, you got me." And
Instead of
last
taking
time,
that
and
weak ass kick that he did,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, the other
Yeah.
day, like it's just lame for me. It's like I get the whole showmanship of it, but is that a byproduct of us as people, as consumers of entertainment, right?
It is.
Because I feel like I don't want people to be characters. You watch the WWE for that shit. Go watch fucking wrestling. That's a soap opera.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Go watch people be characters. I want to like see that dude fucking swing him out.
Yeah.
You know,
But-
it's what I don't like about Mayweather because he's a fucking genuine asshole.
Yes, and
Is
that's why I've always strayed away from those characters.
Yeah.
I never have, and I've actually just indulged myself in Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying?
I get it because I
Like,
indulge
that's just-
myself
that's
in
just-
Jake Paul.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly. I'm doing that with him too.
I completely indulge myself in
Yes,
Jake Paul.
yeah.
Like I enjoy that he's a fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
It's totally contrary to what I just said.
Exactly.
But I enjoy that. I just never got that same feeling with Connor. I feel like, fuck you, Connor. You're probably an asshole. Like I feel like it's like don't meet your heroes kind of moment. Like I don't want to meet that dude because I'd be like, dude, you're such a badass fighter. Like awesome, man. It's cool to meet you. I love UFC. It's like something I really love. And then he'd be like, yeah, go fuck yourself. And I'd be like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
like,
you're a dick.
Now I'm gonna go call the Mexican mob.
And that's where my level of like Conor fandom actually took a dip is when he did that thing with Khabib on the bus. Did you ever see that?
Yes, of course.
When
bro.
he threw like that shit at the window,
bro.
And then somebody in the bus that's not even a fighter, people got hurt.
Yes,
you know what I'm
bro.
saying? And I don't even know if he apologized or anything
Yes,
like that. And that's when I was like, okay, he's actually kind of a piece of shit.
That's
well.
a weak ass moment,
Yeah,
bro.
it's a weak ass moment.
I fucking hated that shit. But see,
Yeah.
to me, like you said about the him and the Poirier moment, to me that was telling of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
That was telling of who you are and how you accept things. When
Right.
you couldn't handle the moment with Khabib, you're gonna go try to do some wild ass shit.
Mm-hmm.
You always want to. It's like you're like the bully who wants to talk a whole lot of shit
Mm-hmm.
when the monitors are around and get loud when your boys are around. Like you
Yeah.
want to do that shit for the gram. Like
Yeah.
you're not finna do that shit to Khabib. Just you and him in the corner.
Yeah.
You're not finna do it.
Right.
You'll rattle off all that shit, but you're not finna do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Maybe that's that little bit of street nigga in me, but it's like you a whole lot of talking. You're not finna.
Yeah.
You're not. Finna
I mean, he
do
is a
all that.
UFC fighter, so it's not like I think he would do it. But it's more for like
I'm like gonna go fight that nigga. He a UFC fighter too.
Yeah.
You got the same shit to lose.
people just and I'm human just like the rest of us.
Bro,
I have an ego.
are you?
We all have egos. You know
Are
what I'm
you
saying?
a human?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know.
I try to be.
Thought you were Android.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, dude.
Huh.
But no, seriously, like what I'm saying is that there, there's flaws, and
Yeah,
all
nobody's
that,
perfect,
and all that shit. And the problem with it is like with that bus incident, he probably saw the flaw in it afterwards, but doubled down on the whole thing.
Yeah, he doubled down.
You know what I'm saying? Like he was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna be this outlandish character."
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that
And
is kind of bullshit. You
And
know
it
what I'm
might be the
saying?
moment where he decided, I'm going to go from kind of having these moments to playing it up. To
Yeah.
like, I'm going to play up this character. You know what I mean? Like, I'm genuinely going to play it up. Like, that's the only thing that I think there's different about him than the Paul brothers is they're all bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
It's all bullshit.
Okay, so I'll rebuttal that with your comment about, like, you better be helping children and shit like that. I know for a fact that Jake Paul is very, what's the word I'm looking for? Philanthropic. I know he is, and that's why I kind of have a little bit of a soft spot for Jake Paul's douchiness, is because I know that he does that shit.
He does do good stuff.
He
so
does
here
do
and there.
good stuff. You
He
know
does
what I'm
do
saying?
good stuff here and there.
And
But
that's why I also see the character side
But
of
there's
it.
also,
you know
like,
what I'm saying?
some allegations of some things that that
You're
were
going to
not
have that
so
when you're
good.
almost a billionaire, too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Or when you like rape somebody. That's usually how that happens.
did he rape somebody?
It was an allegation between one of those brothers that some things have
Yeah,
happened.
I'll have to look into that because I don't know about it, and that will turn the tide. You know what I'm saying? I'm open enough
unscrupulously
to change my mind about shit.
unscrupulously. But, I mean, I love Jake's douchiness because I can tell that it is what it is. Like, he's sorry, guys, this is going to be a triggering moment for some of you guys. I'm so sorry I'm about to say this. He's Donald Trump. He's not, you're not really there to be a fighter, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You can,
Yeah.
and you probably will end up, but you're there to troll. You're there to troll your way into fights.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool. You and your brother, you're there to troll your way into fights.
Yeah.
We had a dude who trolled his way into the White House. He didn't really care about the job.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or he would have studied sometime.
Yeah.
Once.
I think I deep down think Paul does actually care about it. Like he wants to be good at it.
I don't think so.
No?
I mean, I think that he wants to, but I don't think that it's like
Does
I
he
don't
have the capability?
I don't think he has the deep desire to.
Yeah.
I think I think it's one of the thing that is challenging to him.
Yeah.
But I don't think he eats, breathes, and lives fighting. I think that he knows it's good money.
Yeah.
He's an entertainer. I think he's more both of them. I think honestly, okay, I'll take this part of this back. I think that Logan is more interested in being a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that in him. I think Jake is more interested in being a fighter or celebrity. He wants to be a celebrity.
Yeah.
He enjoys being a celebrity.
Yeah.
He
for
enjoys
sure.
every statement
nothing
that he
wrong with that.
makes, everything that he talks about is about his money. He's a rapper.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fucking rapper. Everything he's talking about is money, what he's doing, his celebrity status. My shit gets more likes than you. My animals get more likes than you. My dogs get more likes. I could show a shoelace, it'll get more. So it's more about him and his celebrity status. It's not like I eat, breathe, and wake up. Like some of these fighters, they're not on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
They're out there training every day,
Yeah.
running, training. Their life is fighting.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, that's the thing is Jake is an internet guy, and he came up and he's made a career out of. He started on Vine. You
Yeah,
know what
of
I'm
course.
saying with
I
this
mean,
bro, and that's how I see it as like a progression of entertainment that he learned to cultivate, and he's doing it on a massively
I agree.
professional level,
But I
and
think
he's
that's-
taking advantage of that.
I agree. I just think that's more important to him.
Yeah.
I think that's just
I
more
would probably agree
important
with
to
you.
them.
Yeah.
To him than it is his actual fighting career
Mm-hmm.
and his actual ability to fight. That's not a bad thing. The kid's brilliant. He's made an empire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just I can tell by the way that he talks and his actions
Yeah.
that seems to be more important to him
Right.
than it is I wake up and fight. Fighting is part of the story.
Oh yeah.
But like it's not like the most important thing that he wants to do. He doesn't eat, breathe, and he breathing stuff, YouTube and the internet and stuff like that. Entertainment, which is good. Keep bringing it to me.
Yeah. No,
Make
I
it
love
empire.
I'll eat it up.
Make it empire. I honestly think that that's what he will go to do. He will probably fight for a little bit longer. He'll get some cool shit in. He'll break the internet a few more times, and I think he'll parlay this into a very smart
He's
business.
gonna start trolling Elon Musk.
Yeah, right. Elon Musk still has enough money to shut him down and replace him with a robot
dog.
dog. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, so after last podcast, we sat down here for a few minutes, and or maybe it was before the podcast, but you were watching that movie, the Tomorrow War.
Yep.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So that one like 5 minute little snippet that I watched of it, I was like totally intrigued, right? Couldn't wait to watch it. Wanted to watch it with the family because it was like action packed. It looked cool. You know what I'm saying? So finally got to it last night and watched the full thing, and great action film. But I immediately started to
pull apart the plot, the loose ass plot.
Pull apart the plot a little bit, but more so I always do this with these types of film, but the time jumping, right?
Yes, that's a loose ass plot.
Yeah, so it's like they didn't put very much effort into the dynamics of time travel. You know what I'm saying?
No.
And I feel like they really even like in the script may have fucked up a little bit because it's like there's too many times where I was like, if they know he's gonna die at
guys,
this point, and
let me tell you guys, if you guys haven't watched this movie, it's worth watching.
it's a great movie.
But if you're a nerd like I am, they put zero thought into what kind of time travel they're doing in this movie.
Yes.
Is this linear time travel
Yes.
where the butterfly effect would happen?
Mm-hmm.
Is this a multiverse theory?
Okay, so that's
Is-
a great
what
point.
is-
That's
what
a
is
great
this?
point right there.
What
And
is
if
this?
If it's the multiverse theory, then it makes more sense to me, and I came to that conclusion a little bit, but they don't really explain it.
No,
that
they don't
much.
tell you at all.
Yeah, they don't
tell
tell
you
you
at all. But
Yeah.
if it's the multiverse theory, it really doesn't matter because once you jumped into the future, that's a different timeline.
It's a totally different reality.
The past timeline is still gonna happen the way it was gonna happen. That
Yeah.
place is still doomed.
Yeah.
You're just only helping the future of this timeline.
Yeah, so it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense because they're
Yeah.
fucking doomed. You're just helping these people.
That's exactly
all
what
your
I thought.
people.
Yeah.
Your daughter's an adult.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Your wife or whatever has already happened. If this is branch time theory,
Yeah.
this is a whole new timeline, and those people are still.
And it
there's no.
it has
there's
to be
no
that.
jumping back to that timeline.
Yeah, and it has to be that because when sorry, I'm going to spoil the shit out of this if you haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
Spoiler
already.
alert.
But he jumps to the front and she's like, you never came back. But then he goes back at the end of the movie.
Right.
So it's like,
Okay, so this is the
so
thing.
they're fighting for a reality that doesn't even exist in their realm.
Okay, so this is where multiverse theory fucks it up though. Where this whole movie went wrong though, because if he jumps forward, right? So he was in his timeline. He jumped forward to help the new timeline.
Right.
His timeline is now whatever it was. He's in a new timeline. Now they're using this time machine to jump backwards into a time. If this is a multiverse theory, he just split the timeline again.
And it's just
And now he's
in
in
a different
now
reality.
he's in a new different reality where the events of the first timeline A and timeline B that he saved could still happen in timeline C.
Yes.
Which they do go to predict and stop it
Yeah.
in timeline C. But that's timeline C.
And then, but here's the other thing too, is that they also go to the lengths of saying that all the people that are in the future that are coming back to pull them towards the future were not born while these people were alive.
Yes.
And that these people are all dead by the time, so they can't run into their future selves or
Yes.
their past selves. So it's like, why do you go through that effort to make that point when
because-
you don't give a fuck about the rest of the time?
So
travel?
if that was the theory, with that, right, where you
Yeah.
can't run into yourselves,
Yeah.
that means you're on one linear time theory
Right.
where
Exactly.
you can't run
So it
into
does-
yourself.
They really should have taken better care of that.
But I was talking about it with a
That
friend.
was the biggest thing that peeved me through the whole movie, and
Oh.
I even like zoned out at the last 15 minutes because I didn't even care anymore. I didn't care what happened.
I was talking about it yesterday with my buddy Clint. Shout out to my dog Clint.
Yeah.
He's my nerd guy. We went to see Black Widow yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And because I'm a nerd, I start to like pick apart certain things, right?
Yeah.
And it started us into the discussion of that movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, man, I had a real fucking hard time
Dude,
with
same.
this fucking timeline
Fucking
thing where I'm
same,
like,
dude.
this doesn't make sense. And they do zero time explaining anything. They're like, hey, man, we're going to like make you guys soldiers. And then 3 minutes in, it's like alarm goes off. Well, the future doesn't wait for nobody. If this is a time machine, I could go at any point in time.
Yeah.
I don't need to leave now. That means we could functionally train for the next 10 fucking years and still go there at the same time.
But they did explain that as it's like a river, right?
It's
It's like you jump from this point to this point, but the river keeps flowing, so you keep moving.
You have
along.
to keep moving the raft along, right?
Yeah.
Stupid.
It does, but yes, that they establish certain points,
They
but don't.
So they establish
incorporate
rules.
that with, the rest of it.
Yeah, they establish rules of their time shit, but they don't correlate that to anything else.
Yeah, that bothered me a lot.
So it's like, okay, then if the stream is the way the stream is, then he spent all of this time. Excuse me. He spent all of this time, and then he's gonna go back to his daughter in the same time frame, or did he still gap a week? So he left a week and he gaps a week, and she's like, "You've been gone a week," or was it not that way?
Right.
Horrible
timeline
theory, guys.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Great movie, entertaining. Not for the thinker is gonna get mad at this.
Yeah,
movie.
don't go if you're just gonna watch it. Just watch it, okay? Just watch it and don't think about any of the rules of why things are.
Yes.
And if you haven't watched Black Widow, okay, and you guys are not a Marvel fan, just suspend belief that Marvel characters can do things that regular people can't do, okay?
Please.
Because I had to argue with my own self, and I'm a huge Marvel fan,
Right.
about some of the things that happened in Black Widow that I was just like,
kidding.
Sweet. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then I was like, that would never happen to a human. And she's a human.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're too fucking knowledgeable about that shit to be
Wow.
duped in it.
yeah, I was like,
You know?
that's interesting. And I'll tell you off mic about what it was. It's not spoilery, but it's still like it's things in the movie that I don't want to say until people get a chance to watch the movie. But you're just like gonna be like, what? No. So on that note, guys, why don't we close this week out? It is now cooled down a little bit, and we've had a good conversation. Why don't you check us out next week? Programming note, I'm going to make some big changes to this channel in the near future. Some big changes, so stay tuned for that. And, of course, don't forget to go check out Tony's huge project, My Shrooms. It is worth checking out. And I've been learning a lot about this whole process. It is really cool. So don't forget to do that. You can check me out at Superior Shrek on my Instagram. Follow me there. Follow my compadre at.
Yeah, prolific_pappy on Instagram. Putting out some cool content. And yeah, Anthony Lopez on Facebook. Hit me up.
Hell yeah, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Peace.